This is Ryan Abraham, Chris Swanson, USCFootball.com. Instant analysis here from the Coliseum, the first scrimmage, Chris. Lots of big plays from the passing game, lots of turnovers. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Kind of surprised us a little bit. We're not used to seeing these scrimmages be so interesting, I think. But yeah, we saw plenty of big plays and turnovers. First thing that jumps out to me is Chris Hawkins had a great interception early on and almost got it back to the end zone. A little extracurricular activity afterwards, a little bit too much celebration. We saw that a lot today too. Victor Blackwell had an 80-yard touchdown reception, and he also got a little bit too crazy with the celebration there. Can't really blame him, but yeah, plays all over the field. Both sides of the ball. Is a really entertaining scrimmage today.
Yeah, he kind of stepped over the defensive back and threw the football down. Flags flew all over the place. But 98 plays. Stark wanted to get to about 100, so it seemed like he accomplished what he wanted to here.
Yeah, he did. They got plenty of plays in. They were moving quickly. It was a pretty long scrimmage too, but yeah, it seemed like it was the kind of tempo that you'd want this team as a hurry-up offense to have, and it seems a lot better than a couple days ago. They were a little bit slow, and I could think getting a little bit tired. But Sark, he tried to give him almost 24 hours since the last practice until now, so it seemed like it worked.
Running game did a pretty good job tonight. They tried to run downhill. Justin Davis probably had the best. He was pretty much the whole second-team offense with Max Brown.
Yeah, and I mean, he did look really good. Just to note, though, was the second-team defensive line, which was not. It was some walk-ons today. So,
but he's actually playing against the first-team defensive line a lot.
Right. That's right. I forget. I'm sorry. I forgot. So he did have the best day. That it was the other running backs that went up against that shady defensive line. But yeah, Justin Davis looked really good. His cutting ability is just amazing. He was making some cuts where it looked like he was dead in the water, and then he was just 3 yards to the right all of a sudden and running through a hole, no problem. Buck Allen looked good, but he left early. He got a little banged up. And Trey Madden had some moments too. So a good-looking backfield once again.
Yeah, you talked about the defensive line. No Leonard Williams, no Antoine Woods. There's a couple of guys out there. Jalen Green, I thought he would get some work here. He was held out too. So some guys were out. Nelson Aguilar too. Got one series and they kind of held him out precautionary. But overall, not a whole bunch of injuries coming from this. So I guess that's a positive.
No, and I think with some guys like Nelson and maybe even Buck, where they pulled him, he played a little bit and then they pulled him. It might have been a precautionary thing where it's like, is it really worth it? We know what these guys bring to the table. Let's not have them get hit right now. Let's get some of these younger guys, less experienced guys, an opportunity to tackle each other and see what they can do.
There was one strange play that looked like Cody Kessler went down. Starkesian, I think, called it like one of the worst football plays he's ever seen.
Yeah, Cody Kessler is trying to run a naked bootleg. I'm not sure that's the best play for him, but that's a whole different subject, I guess. But naked bootleg, he just dropped the ball. Tried to pick it up, couldn't do it. End up, bodies flying into him. He's hitting the ground, and his coach said to him, "Hey, at least 94,000 people weren't here to see it." So, yeah, that is a positive, and that's what practice is for, is making mistakes. So.
And one last thing, we got to see a lot of field goal work, a lot of special teams kind of stuff. Saw some plays, a blocked field goal by Jonathan Lockett, but Andre Hidari looked like I think it was a 56-yard field goal he made.
Yeah, it was a 56-yard field goal. That's just exceptional. There's nothing else to say about that. If you have a kicker that make 56-yard field goal, you're doing okay for yourself. But special teams plays, not just that. Like you mentioned, the blocked field goal got returned for touchdown, I believe, by Hayes Pillard. Or that was a block punt. I'm sorry, that was a block punt by Soma Vanuku, actually. Lockett had the block field goal. So yeah, special teams plays all over the place really today.
And we don't talk about snappers a lot, but Peter McBride had to snap. He's usually the punt snapper. He had to snap on the field goals as well. First snap for PAT over his head, because I think the backup or the regular field goal snapper was sick tonight.
Yeah, and McBride, that first snap looked like he was trying to snap it to the opposite goalpost. It was a little high, but he's working on it. They need some backup snappers. You never know what can happen. Maybe he'll get that fixed to provide some depth for them when they need someone doing field goals too.
All right, well, it's going to wrap it up here from the Coliseum, the first scrimmage of USC Fall Camp 2014. For Chris Swanson, I'm Ryan Abraham. Check out USCFootball.com for more.